The Union Cabinet on September 18 set the ball rolling on holding simultaneous elections to Lok Sabha, state assemblies and local government bodies, clearing the proposal of the high-level committee on One Nation, One Election headed by former President Ram Nath Kovind. But what next? The One Nation, One Election project hinges on two constitution amendment bills being passed by Parliament, for which the government will need wide agreement across a range of parties. Now, since the Bharatiya Janata Party does not have a majority on its own in Lok Sabha, it will have to talk to its allies in the NDA as well as the opposition parties. Now, let's look at the constitution. The first constitution amendment bill to transition to a simultaneous election system will require a special majority of both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. For this, two conditions have to be satisfied under Article 368 of the Constitution. First, half of the total membership of both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha must vote in favor of the amendment. And second, of the members present and voting, 2/3 must vote in favor of the amendment. The second constitution amendment bill will ensure that all local body elections, including municipalities and panchayats, are held within 100 days of the simultaneous elections. And for this amendment to go through, an additional condition apart from the other two that I mentioned earlier must be fulfilled. This is because local government is a subject under the state list in the 7th schedule, which means only states have the power to pass laws on the subject. And to amend the constitution such that local body elections can take place alongside simultaneous elections, Article 368 stipulates that the amendment shall also require to be ratified by the legislatures of not less than one half of the states in the country. Now let's take a look at the parliament picture. The BJP does not have a majority in Lok Sabha, as was the case in the last two terms. It will now rely on its NDA allies and friendly parties to get the bills passed. Now, parties that back the idea of simultaneous elections before the Kovind panel have 272 members in Lok Sabha now, and this number included the 240 MPs from the BJP. The NDA, including TDP and others who neither supported nor opposed simultaneous polls before the Kovind panel, has 293 MPs in Lok Sabha. Now, the number game gets interesting here. In Lok Sabha, 2/3 majority of members present and voting is needed for the required constitutional amendment to go through. In the full house of 543, that works out to 362 MPs. NDA has 293 MPs, so there is a possibility of passage of the amendment only if 439 MPs vote on the bill and the remaining 104 abstain. Alternatively, the government will have to convince non-NDA parties to back it. Now, in Rajya Sabha, there are currently 234 MPs. NDA has 121 MPs, including the 6 nominated members. The opposition India bloc has 85 MPs. If all 250 members are present, a simple majority would be 125 and 2/3 would be 164 MPs. Now, the next big question is what will happen in the event these bills are passed by Parliament? According to the roadmap presented by the Kovind Committee, the President will issue a notification during the first sitting of Lok Sabha after a general election, bringing into effect Article 82A, a new article introduced through the first bill to facilitate the transition to simultaneous elections. The date of this notification will be known as the appointed date. Any state assemblies elected after this appointed date will be dissolved once the Lok Sabha's term expires. For example, the election to the Bihar Assembly is expected to be held in October or November 2025. However, if simultaneous elections are implemented, the new assembly will dissolve in 2029 before the Lok Sabha election scheduled in that year and not in 2030 as it normally would. This will allow fresh state assembly elections to take place at the same time as the Lok Sabha election. In the scheme proposed by the Kovind Committee, if a state assembly or Lok Sabha is dissolved before the end of its full 5-year term, a mid-term election will take place. That's all for today in this explainer. For more such explainers, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, The Indian Express. Thank you so much for watching.